Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys and gamers. This is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Conan Exiles. And in this episode we are going to be starting our external fortifications. So we've got our little stronghold here, but will it be strong enough to withstand the Purge? Almost certainly not. So I'm not sure what to expect really from that. I don't know whether the Purge will be able to damage our structures. I assume that is kind of the idea. It would be aggravating. If you're single player and then all of a sudden some NPCs come along and just trash your entire base. It'd be like playing PvP, wouldn't it? What would be the point of that? But anyway, we're going to need plenty more thralls. But before we get on with that, what we really want to do is build some fortifications around the outside. So you can see we've got, this is where an aerial point of view would be quite good. Let's go up the tower and have a look and see if we can check it out from up there. From the rooftop we should be able to see pretty much, that is not the way, we should be able to see fairly well where we hopefully should be able to place some fortifications. So we'll head all the way up. Are you dizzy yet? I am. There we go. Okay, so sort of. I can sort of see. So we've got our shrine. We've got two shrines now. We've got our shrine to set. Ugly torch flame. Still ugly torch flame. We've got our shrine to set, and then beyond it, our shrine to Mitra, which is going to be outside the walls. We've got, I think, about 4 pathways that lead into onto our sort of hilltop here, and we're going to have to make sure that those are fenced in. I'm fairly sure that that's going to be our main priority. What I'd really like is a defensive wall absolutely all the way around the outside, to be honest, but that's going to take some doing. So priorities being priorities, we need to make sure that no attacking NPCs or whatever can get in through the main entrances. Let's just have a little look. Ooh, I do like being able to zoom in on the map. That's fantastic. So here we are. There's our tree, and you can just about see, I think this is the main entranceway here. And then there's other ones like up here, I think. There's about 3 ways that you can get in. And so they are where we really need to defend. So let's get to it. Another dizzy-making descent into the rest of our base. If I were to build a base somewhere else, I would probably go for a great big tower. That way you can be fairly sure that anything that can climb, unless it's, you know, sort of a spider or something, is not going to be able to get all the way to the top of your base. So we're still crafting hardened bricks in here, at least we should be. Yes, we are. Fantastic. And also some steel and what have you as well. But since the last episode, me and my blacksmith have been working hard here. We've got some hardened bricks here. We've got some steel reinforcements here. We've got some shapewood. Hopefully we've got enough shapewood there. Let's have a look-see. I'm fairly sure we learned all the recipes that we really need to learn. We're mostly going to be dealing with these. Now, wowza, wowza, wow. With all that, I can only make 21. That is amazing. Or not. And we're going to... Ooh, crikey. I can make 32 doorways. And 8 gateways. Well, we're going to want to place a gateway at each one of our entrances, but before we can do that we're going to need rather more resources than we currently have. Very expensive job this is going to be, but tier 3 I think is what it has to be, like it or not. So we're going to have to just keep crafting resources. For now I think the only thing we can really do is make ourselves shaped wood. I think it's probably not the shaped wood that we're going to be lacking here, is it? Given that we only need 3, and then we need kind of 12 of the hardened bricks. It's probably the hardened bricks that we're lacking. Let me just see if I can get any more out of the furnace. Not ever so many at this point, but hang on, did that just mess up the crafting queue? No, it didn't. Jolly good. Okay, so let's see how many we can make now. Basically, we want to start with a reinforced stone fence foundations. I'm assuming we placed our gateways on top of the foundations also, but I'm not absolutely certain. But one thing is for sure, our stone fence foundation is the place to start. That is the place to... Oh, we just gained a level. In fact, we've gained a couple of levels. So, is my weight going to go up as I'm... Oh, wow, we're gaining a lot of level from making these. It's probably because it's tier 3 stuff. Oh, my goodness me, look at the XP meter going round. That is insane. That is insane. Okay, fine. I'll just deal with that. That's fine. But we're going to have quite a few levels with quite a few stat points to put in by the time we're done. So there's no point in dealing with those right now because they're just going to keep increasing. Oh no, we stopped. That's good. Level 77. So we're more than 3/4 of the way to our sweet 100. Alright, strength, agility, vitality, accuracy, grit. Now, one of my subs told me recently that there's no point any longer in investing in agility or accuracy because agility doesn't make any difference anymore once you've got full heavy armor, which I have. Now, I don't know about that. I don't see how that could be. It doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but then games often don't. Accuracy doesn't matter anymore. Apparently, it doesn't make any appreciable difference whether or not you have lots of accuracy. Grit is the one that we really, really need for climbing purposes and such. But strength, I think, is also going to be a good one. We've got 88 points. And vitality is always good. So we'll whack that up to 35. And then, yeah, I'll have my strength up at 35 as well because we do a lot of melee. We will avoid agility and accuracy as we've been told that they are really not worth the candle. And we'll have to put some more into encumbrance once we've got some more points as well. So, okay, so this is going to be my first foray into using fence foundations, and I'm kind of assuming that they're going to work a bit like they did in Ark, which means that they will not really go on diagonals. They will just be on a right angle, so we'll be able to build a square structure, but not anything more fancy than that. Which means that ideally we want it to be kind of in line with the base itself. But I'm not sure if that's really going to be possible because, as you can see, if we snap into the walls here, that's going to be too high to place a gate on top of because it's snapping to the foundation. And the foundation, well, we could place a gate on top of a foundation, but then we'd have to cover this whole area here with foundation, and I don't want to do that. So what we're going to have to do is place a gate, I think, to start with. And if we can place a gateway to start with, that's going to give us our starting point. It would be nice to be able to get it absolutely straight, but I don't think that's going to happen. The other thing that I'm thinking might not be a bad plan, and I'm getting a little bit of lag there, and to be honest, I think it's got... No, go away. I think it's got something to do with if I've got the fence foundation in my hand, it causes the game to slow down, which is a bit bizarre, but there you go. So what I'm thinking actually is that I should actually get some really cheap fence foundations like this one here. I should make some more of those. I think it just takes stone and wood. Let's get some... That bit that's randomly in the wrong place, bugging because of it anyway. And then we've got some wood either in here, a bit in there, or elsewhere. Okay, and we'll make a few of those. Where the heck's the recipe? Here it is, near the bottom. Must have been removed due to a reset, or moved to somewhere unfeasibly low down due to a reset. There we go. So we'll make 5 of those, and then we've got 6 of them all together. And then we will see if we can kind of plot out... What's that here? Oh, I just turned it round, which is not what I meant to do. I actually wanted it to be straight. See if we can plot out roughly where our gateway wants to be. It wants to be kind of on a level, I guess, with that. It wants to be on a level with the ground is what it really wants to be on a level with. And not too low down, because if we do it too low down compared to the rest of the terrain that our base sits on, we might have issues. So we might have to place it kind of here-ish. Does that look straight, really? It kind of does, but then again, we're using these cheap ones for a reason. Let's just put that there. And unfortunately, no, that didn't work because it's now sunk too deep into the ground. This is why I wanted to use cheap ones. No, we don't want to use it. What's the point of using it? It's not like I can pick it up, is it? So, we have to do that. Okay, so it's going to have to be about here, where we can be sure that it's going to place. We're going to be able to place a gateway on top of it. I mean, even after that, to be honest, it's kind of... It's mainly the gateway. Beyond that, I think we could probably use fence foundations so they could be kind of higher up. I don't know that we really need very strong fence foundations. Anyway, it's probably the fence itself that needs the strength, isn't it? Rather than the foundation. Okay, so that's kind of in line. Now, what if we can make a gateway... Obviously a tier 3 one. If we can place it on there, then we'll know that at least has worked. We can see if we can take our foundations out from there, and I will use the reinforcements given we've made them. But as I say, how likely is it that they're going to get damaged? I'm not sure. I certainly hope not anyway, because if they do, then, you know... I don't necessarily have to even place the gateway there, do I? I can just see if it will actually snap. So we'll make a gateway first. Okay, so here we go. Moment of truth. Sort of. There we go. Now that is the outer face facing us, which is not quite what we're after. But yes, it will place on this foundation. So what I should do is not place it, and instead replace... Let's just get rid of that. I'm just a bit careful about this. Let's replace these with foundations. Oh! Use the right button, for goodness sakes. With the appropriate level of foundation, just in case it does have a bearing. There we go, and hopefully we'll be able to carry on our sort of fence foundations from there. There we go. Let's place this gate. We're going to need more than one of these gates as well. There we are. And we're going to need about 3 of these around the joint. Now, is that the right way round? My goodness, that's quite difficult to... Oh, outer face is facing me now, I think. So I think that's right. Let's hope so, eh? Oh, yes. Spikes outmost. That is what we need. We're going to need at least 3 of these suckers. We're going to need 1 here. And then if we have a bit of a sprint round, we're going to have walls here, walls here. There isn't a way up there, not really, so we're not going to need one there. We're going to need one out the back here where our Wheel of Pain is. So we're going to need one here as well. Ideally, but to be honest, I don't mind if there's just, you know, we're all walled in and the front entrance is the only way in. That is going to actually be... You too, Sunshine. That is going to be most secure. And then here, this is a priority because it's going to be a bit difficult for them to attack from this direction. And then I think we've got one here as well, haven't we? So, as I say, if it turns out that I can't place a gateway at these other ends, that's okay. I can deal with that. We're cool with that. So, for the moment, I'll settle for just being able to place my foundations. And I am a little nervous that that's not going to work out. So, there we go. Looks like we're on a level at the moment. And I think we can handle it if the foundations go, yeah, like that. The ground actually dips away a bit. I think we're cool with that. It's the only problem is going to be if the ground level gets higher than where our starting point, and it shouldn't do because we've started out from here. So we haven't got many of these. Yeah, this is definitely going to be lower in this direction. Obviously we need it to go round here and then out past this end of the wall here. Oh, the lag, it does make it really quite slow. It's actually quite difficult to tell what's going on. And then here, looks like it's actually low enough that that's not going to snap in the appropriate direction. Do we have to place one underneath there, or can we just not place one at all? That's a bit pants if so. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Looks like we might actually have to... Right, let's just see if I can get that sort of snap on there. Let's see if I can get it. Cannot place while overlapping another object. That is not what I meant you to do. Okay, that is not happy about it. It's wanting to go in that direction, so that is what we might have to do. I might come back to that later and see if I can find out a way of getting it to carry straight on, but it might just have to have a little bit of a corner taken out of it there, which is aggravating, but you know. And then we're going to need this to come along here and encompass our shrine to Mitra, so we're probably going to want it, sorry, set, not Mitra. So we're probably going to need it to come out at least one block further there. And possibly one more like that. And then are we going to be able to go over this way? And then, I don't know, we might need even one more actually. And then we can get it to go, I don't know, really? We perhaps don't need great big walls everywhere. Here we probably do, because here not so much. I'd like to have walls absolutely all the way around, encompassing the whole thing, but maybe this is going to have to be outside the walls as well. I'm not sure really. Could be kind of difficult, so I'm not sure what to do for best there. We're going to have to play it a little bit by ear, and a lot of this is going to have to be done on sort of a certain amount of grind off camera by yours truly, so because it's going to take quite a bit of time and quite a lot of resource grinding as well. So okay, well, ideally I would like it to come out one more block, so let's see if we can do that without it starting to float. Yeah, you see, then it starts looking a bit floaty, so maybe we'd be better off with it just coming in this direction, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, we're going to try that. We're going to try coming out in this direction, because again, I don't want to get to the point of where it actually disappears into the ground, and I'm a bit nervous, but I don't think it's going to. But if we try and go over here, you see, we have to go out at a right angle, and I don't know that that's going to be possible, really. I don't know that that's going to be possible. So, I don't know. Limitations, really. Limitations of the game. Okay, so there we go. So these are going to look pretty businesslike when they are finished, but pff, it's going to take a lot of work on my part to get these finished, I have to say. But, you know, as I say, I would like to see if we can get the place adequately defended ahead of the Purge, and it's going to be quite useful as well to have a bit of an outdoor area which is within the walls for when the mounts update comes out as well, and then we're able to sort of stable our camels inside the walls, which is going to be nice as well. Currently at the moment, well, let's see, do we have any materials left? We've got a few materials left. Let's see if we can make, I don't know, a few more of these to fit in the opposite, go in the opposite direction. I think I'm going to have to go around a horrible little corner there. I'm not too happy about that, but what can we do? Furnace has got one stone brick in it, which is quite rubbish. Oh, it's making steel. Making steel in preference, which I'd rather it didn't at the moment. I'd rather bump the hardened brick up to the 4. That's my priority at the moment. There we go. We've got some hardened brick left in here now. And some of these, and some of those. So, how much can we actually make of our hard brick stuff? These are the walls. We're going to have to... Are we going to make fences, or are we going to make walls? We're going to make walls going round, really, realistically. Can you stick fences on top of walls? That's what I'd like to know, and I might have to do a bit of exploration of that to see, because if we could build a wall and then stick a fence with big spikes on it, above that, that would be excellent. I don't suppose there's much point in placing an actual gate at this juncture, because we haven't got... Yeah, let's just see. We can make 17 of those, so let's do that. No point in placing a gate. See, that's nicely in line, actually. No point in placing a gate when we haven't got completed walls. Yeah, it would be a complete waste of time. Wow, this is good stuff for leveling. It really is. Okay, so... I'm guessing that this is just not quite working, because if this wall carries on any further in this direction, it will be floating. But the foundation that is there already isn't quite high enough. Oh, let's see. No, I can't do that. It's not quite high enough off the ground to fit one underneath it, so that's just unfortunate. So I think what we're going to have to do there, like it or lump it, is kind of place this there and then kind of go off in that direction again. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is that what we want to do there? Not ideally, no. I suppose I could place a foundation. No, probably I couldn't place a foundation there, actually. To solve that problem. I don't suppose I could. I'm not sure if foundation snapped to there. I'm not sure if I've even got a foundation. I'm kind of feeling my way here, folks. I'm not sure if I've even got a spare foundation to test that theory. If I have, we can give it a whirl. No, I haven't. But I might be able to make one. I've got a little bit of stuff in here. Foundation, craft. No, we haven't got enough wood or stone, but we soon could have. May as well do this properly. Stone, wood. It's not like we need that much of either. There we go. Foundation, just a cheap one. There we go. And let's have it here. Okay, here we go. So I can sense I'm going to be doing a lot of messing about with this off camera. Oh, there we go. You see, they do snap. They do snap. Will this help at all? If I do that, right, is that going to help in any way? Probably not, unless I make another one. If I make another one and then do that, will that help? Yay. And there. Marvellous! That's the way to go then. Super. I'm glad I discovered that one. Alright, that's fantastic. So, I can take those foundations out now because I don't need them any longer. And we are going to want this to go at least another block. Will you place on top? Yes, if I'm very careful. There we go. That seems like a very tall fence foundation, doesn't it? I'm just wanting it to be symmetrical. It's just me being a little bit OCD. And I'm not sure if there's much difference between the cost of a foundation and the actual fence and or wall. So there we go. Or the strength thereof from that point of view as well. So I'm glad I'm using full strength items here. And again, probably we're not wanting to go out any further than that, I don't think, are we? We probably just need to head off in this direction. I would ideally like to be a bit, yeah, I would really. I would like it to be a little bit further in this direction, and then we're going to be about here. A couple of foundation spaces away from the wall, which is going to be better. I don't think I could go any further than that, though, without having hovering issues again. But I don't know. Maybe we could. Maybe that would be okay. I'm just going to have to experiment with this a little bit. And in successive episodes, we're just going to have to put in as much effort as we can into making our base as purge-proof as possible. It's going to be a fun challenge. Let's see if I can take these foundations out now without trashing the fence foundations. Jolly good so far. Excellent. Good work. There we go. Okay, and that's a lot of rubble. Alright, so there we go. The use of cheap stone parts can help in securing, yeah, or ensuring the proper placement of our very, very expensive tier 3 parts. So I'm going to be grinding resources and crafting like crazy in order to get this off the ground, and hopefully by the next episode I will at least have got the fence foundations going all the way around the outside, so we can sort of see where we're going and what we're doing with that. It's a steep learning curve, folks, but you know, we'll get there, and I dare say when the purge arrives, that will be steep too. I'm just aware the clock is ticking, and that's why I decided that rather I would do this rather than rather than worry about trying to set up a whole new base. So I would love to set up a new base over here-ish. This is a guess. We've got some lakes here, and there is a Thrall City. There it is. That must be it right there, where people say the so-called Thrall City, where there are many, many good thralls to be had, and if given enough time and insufficient bugs to put me off or break the game utterly, I would like to build here-ish. See where there's this nice green stuff? That looks good to me, and I would love to build a tower out of tier 3 materials in that vicinity. I think that would be epic, and I'd love to do that. That would be my magnum opus uber base. Mech Camosi Spire. Yeah, we've got a few little map markers on here, but not many considering now. But I'm liking the new map. It is easier to see what's going on, and this is definitely the area of our new biome over there, isn't it? Look at that, fantastic. We're gonna look forward to the coming of the future updates. But in the meantime, we're gonna try and protect ourselves in this one. So, as ever, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Ding dong, we just gained a level again. I'm gonna have to invest some more points. And my XP's going up, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe that's another bug. All I'm doing is standing here. Quite strange, really. Okay, guys, so if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to let me know by hitting that like button. Also, feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, and help me out. I'm still a noob. I've still got less than 600 hours in the game. I honestly cannot, way less. This game, I think I've probably got about 150 hours. Really quite a pants newbie, really. So please keep your suggestions and your advice coming. I do appreciate it. And I hope you'll join me for the next episode of Conan Exiles. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye-bye for now.